Hello students, today we will discuss the title of subject, central idea of subject, importance of the subject in the syllabus and what are the subject objective and outcome. So in previous lecture we have discussed the basic thing about communication, what is the concept of communication, and along with these points we will discuss syllabus also. We will take overall idea about the syllabus, what chapters you have to study, how many chapters are there, what are the points that we have to understand. So all these points we will see one by one. So the first point, it is about title of the subject. So the title of the subject contains two words. First one, it is analog, and second it is communication. So first we will see what is the concept of analog. So all of us are knowing that there are two types of signal. So basically signal means what? Signal is nothing but it is a graphical representation of any information, or it is the graphical representation of any quantity which is in the varying format. That is the concept of the signal. So usually signals are studied in two domains. First one, it is time domain, and another it is the frequency domain. But in our syllabus, whatever signal analysis we have to consider, that is by considering the signal in the time domain. So in the diagram, if you see analog signal, it is shown. So for analog signal, on x-axis we are taking time, and on y-axis we are taking the voltage. So for digital signal also same thing it is there. So in the diagram, if you see in this diagram, two signals are shown. Basically there are two types of signals, electrical signals, analog signal and digital signal. So right now we are considering only about the digital signal and analog signal, because we are considering the signals which are in the electrical form. There can be another signals also which are in the non-electrical form. For example, voice is there, computer signal is there. So these are the signals which are in non-electrical form. But for this subject, analog communication and digital communication, we are considering the signals only in the electrical form. So the analog signal is any continuous signal for which the time varying feature of the signal is representation of some other time varying quantity, that is analogous to another time varying signal. So simply speaking, in this diagram if you see, this is the analog signal. So in analog signal, at each point the value of the signal is changing. That value means its time value is also changing and its voltage is also changing. That is the concept of analog signal. So analog signal is nothing but it is continuously changing with respect to time. That's why it is also represented as x in bracket t. So x means x of t is the analog signal, and y in bracket t it is written because t is the time varying, or that x of t it is varying with respect to time. That's why the signals are mostly represented like with respect to time. So there are basically two types of electrical signals. First one, it is analog signal, and another it is the digital signal. Now if you see the analog signal, as we said that at each point the voltage it is changing. So positive half cycle is there and negative half cycle is there. So each point is having different voltage and different time value. But if we consider the digital signal, in that digital signal there are only two values, either 0 or 1. So if you see in this diagram, the two levels are only represented. The positive half cycle, that is representing the level 1, and this negative half cycle, that is representing the level 0. So that is the concept of the digital signal. So with respect to analog communication, we are seeing the term analog signal means the signal which is in the continuous varying nature. That is the meaning of analog signal. And as we discussed right now, signal means what basically? So signal is a function that conveys information about a phenomenon. So it is anything which contains some information, that is called as the signal. So in electronics and telecommunication, it refers to any time varying voltage, current or electromagnetic wave that carries information. So that is the concept of the signal. So there are two types of signal basically, analog and digital. So the second word in the title, it is communication. So in last lecture only we have discussed what is the concept of communication. Still we will repeat it once again. So simple definition of communication is nothing but it is a process of transmitting information or signal or person or object from one point to another point. So it is the process to transfer the information from one point to another. So as we discussed in last lecture, the communication can be in technical form or it can be in the non-technical form. But here in analog communication, we are discussing the technical communication only. So means the analog communication means what? It is a type of communication in which we are transmitting the analog signal through the system. That type of communication, it is called as the analog communication. And when we say the digital communication is nothing but it is a type of communication in which the digital signal, it is transferred from one point to another. So this is the block diagram of general analog communication system. If we see, first one, it is information source that will generate the message signal. Then it is given to the transmitter. So whatever is this transmitter block, in this the processing, it is done on the particular information signal, and the signal is made in more suitable form for the transmission, that is done in the transmitter. Then the output of transmitter is given to the channel. So channel, it is a media through which the information, it is transmitted from transmitter to receiver. That is the concept of channel. Then the output of channel, it is given to the receiver, and last block of this, it is user of information. So in this way, the basic block diagram of communication consists of basically, here if we see, it consists of mainly three parts: transmitter, receiver, and they are connected to each other with the help of the channel. That is the concept of basic block diagram of communication, and this is about title of the subject. So I hope you are clear with. Once again I will repeat the definition. Analog communication means it is a type of communication in which we are transmitting the analog signal from transmitter to the receiver with the help of some channel. That is about title of the subject. So to understand it more better, just we can see what are the applications of analog communication in day-to-day life. That is telephone system, video transmission is there, television system is there, satellite communication is there. So all these are the applications of analog communication. So this is about title of the subject. Next is about central idea of the subject. So to understand the central idea of the subject, we will discuss it chapter wise, what points we are going to see in the syllabus. So there are two things written. First one, it is teaching scheme, and another it is the exam scheme. So exam scheme already we have discussed. ESE, end semester exam, is for 70 marks. In semester exam, ISE, it is for 30 marks. Then term work, that is your internal continuous assessment, that is for 25 marks. And POE exam, it is there for the 25 marks. So these are the your total marks for the subject, and it is 150 marks. Then teaching scheme, if you consider, we are having lectures as 3 hours per week and practical as 2 hours per week. So this is about the teaching scheme of this subject. So now let us discuss the syllabus. So we have 2 sections in this subject and total 6 chapters are there. So for time being we will not discuss all the chapters in detail, just basic idea I will give you, because you are not still clear with the many terms or some concepts, you are very new to that concepts. So just we will discuss the overall idea about the subject. So as I told, there are total 6 chapters, and in that 50 to 60% in that syllabus it is based on the modulation. So one thing I have to tell repeatedly, that modulation is very important concept in analog communication, because 60% of your syllabus that is based on the modulation part. So based on that 3 chapters we are having in our syllabus. So let us discuss chapter wise. First chapter is introduction. So obviously it will be the introductory chapter. In that we have to study introduction of communication. What is the definition of communication? What are elements of a communication system? So what are that 3 elements: transmitter, receiver and channel. That basic elements of communication system we have to consider. Then the next point is baseband and carrier communication. What is the concept of baseband communication and carrier communication, that we have to consider. Then the next is modulation and demodulation, need of modulation, type of modulation. So we have to see the basic concept of modulation here and its overall importance, that we have to study in first chapter. Along with that we have to study the type of communication channel. Communication channel is used to transmit the information from transmitter to receiver. So in this we have to see what are the communication channels used in the optical, what are the communication channels used in the analog communication system. So we have to study transmission line, parallel wires, coaxial cables, waveguide and optical fibers. Along with that we have to see some basic terms in the communication: electromagnetic spectrum, bandwidth, multiplexing. That points we have to consider in first chapter. So we can say it is introductory one. Then the second chapter, it is noise. So basically noise means it is unwanted signal that is added at the time of transmission of signal from transmitter to the receiver. So we will consider the different types of noise. What are the sources of noise? What are the different types of noise? How to minimize the noise? All these points we are going to see in the second chapter. Because whatever signal is transmitted from transmitter to receiver, it will never be transmitted as it is, or it will never be received as it is at the receiver end. Some noise it is added in that. So that we are going to see in the second chapter. Then in third chapter we are going to see AM transmission. Here AM, so we will discuss third and fourth chapter. Third is AM transmission and fourth it is AM reception. So here the word AM stands for amplitude modulation. So there are 3 types of modulation techniques: amplitude modulation, frequency modulation and phase modulation. Out of that we have to study amplitude modulation and frequency modulation in detail. So in third chapter we are going to see the transmission part in AM technique, means when we are going to transmit amplitude modulated signal, what are the parameters at transmitter side, that we are going to see in the third chapter. Fourth chapter is AM reception. So whenever we are receiving the AM signal at receiver, what parameters we have to consider, that is there in the chapter number 4. So third and fourth chapter covers AM transmission and AM receiver. Then fifth chapter it is about FM transmission and reception. So first type of modulation is amplitude modulation, that is covered in chapter number 3 and 4. And second type of modulation is frequency modulation, that is covered in the chapter number 5. We are not having in detail study of phase modulation, just we have to understand the concept of phase modulation, but more in detail we have to study about this AM and FM. Then chapter number 6, it is pulse analog modulation. Now as you are not familiar with the basic terms modulation and all that things, I will not discuss in detail right now, but you just remember currently that modulation is a process which is used to increase strength of the signal and to make it in the more suitable form for the transmission. That is the current definition you remember for modulation. So it is a process of amplifying strength of the signal to make it more suitable for the transmission. So in modulation there are two types of modulation. Analog modulation means the modulating signal and carrier signal both are in the form of analog. That is the concept of pulse. That is the concept of only analog modulation. But when either our modulating signal or carrier signal, any one signal, it is in the form of digital signal or it is in the form of pulses, that is called as the pulse analog modulation. So that we will see in chapter number 6. So if we see the overall central idea about the subject, in that we have to see introduction of communication, how the communication takes place between the transmitter and receiver, then what are the different types of the noise that we have to study, then we will study in detail AM transmission, AM reception, FM transmission and FM reception, and we will see about the pulse analog modulation. This is about the central idea of the subject and textbooks which you have to refer. So there is no unique textbook in which your all syllabus is covered. You have to refer to 3 books for covering the syllabus. So here are some textbooks, names are given. George Kennedy, Electronic Communication System, 5th edition, MC Graw-Hill publication. Then Dennis, Roddy and Cullen, Electronic Communication, 4th edition. So these are the reference books that you have to refer, or these are the textbooks that you have to refer for your syllabus. Along with that there are reference books. So in reference books are Modern Digital and Analog Communication System by B.P. Lathi and Communication System by Simon Hackin. So these are the books that you can refer for your syllabus. Then next point, it is about importance of the subject. So the analog communication is very basic type of the communication, or it is the communication which is suitable for transmission of any kind of information. That is the basic concept of analog communication. That's why we have to study the analog communication. Then only if you understand analog communication properly, then only you will understand digital communication and next application oriented communication subject. So analog communication is basic one and it is commonly used method in nowadays. That's why it is important to study the particular subject, or the subject it is introduced in your syllabus. So it is having low cost design, and any system in the world or any system can be built by using the analog communication, and it is easy to build. That is the importance of the subject. Next point, it is subject, objective and outcome. So basically first we will discuss what is the concept of objective and outcome. So objective means the purpose or what is the intention behind a particular thing, that is called as the objective. So what are our intentions to study this subject, that will be called as the subject objectives. So subject objectives for analog communication are to study the basic concept of communication. First we have to study what is the basic concept of the communication, how it works, what are the basic concepts in the communication, that are the subject objectives. Second objective is to study the different types of the modulation. As I told, modulation is the basic point in this analog communication. So second objective it is to study the different types of the modulation techniques. Then to study the concept of amplitude modulation and frequency modulation in detail, that is third objective. And fourth it is to study the pulse modulation techniques. So our chapter number 6 it is having the pulse modulation. So we have to see the concept of pulse modulation. So these are the objectives of the subject. And next point it is subject outcome. So outcome means what? It is the expected skill from the student after completion of the course, or course means nothing but it is subject. So in some accreditation related things, our subject it is referred as course. So there is a NBA accreditation, so we will discuss it later on. These are the standard accreditations which are required for institutes, and ours is the NBA accreditation, NBA accredited institute. So in that our subject it is known by the word as course. That's why instead of subject objective outcome, number of times it is also called as course objective and outcome. So what expected skills are there from the students after completion of this course, that will be our subject outcomes. So outcomes of analog communication are, students should be able, after completion of the course, students should be able to explain the need and types of the modulation. You should be able to explain the need and type of the modulation. Then students should be able to calculate the noise in communication system. So after completion of second chapter, you will be able to calculate the noise in the communication system. Then third objective is illustrate the types of amplitude modulation and demodulation. In third chapter we are going to study the third and fourth chapter. We are going to study AM transmission and reception. After that chapters you will be able to illustrate the types of amplitude modulation and demodulation. Then next is illustrate the types of frequency modulation and demodulation, that you will be able to do after completion of chapter number 5. And next is to use the sampling techniques for analog pulse modulation and demodulation methods. So there is one important concept in communication called as the sampling. Sampling means whatever is the continuous signal, as we discussed, analog signal it is in the continuous form. To make it in the discrete form or to convert it in the discrete form, that process it is called as the sampling process. So that point is there in chapter number 6. So you should be able to enhance, or you should be able to show all your skills, that is called as the subject outcome. So this is about the basic things related to chapter number, or these are the basic things related to the analog communication subject. So in next lecture we will start with the chapter number 1, and all the points we will discuss in detail. So today we have discussed about the title of subject. In that we have seen what is the concept of signal. Two types of signals are there, analog signal and digital signal. Analog means it is in the continuous varying form. Digital means it is in the form of 0 and 1. Then analog signal is a type, or analog communication is a type of communication in which the analog signal is transmitted through the channel. That is about title of the subject. Then about central idea of the subject. In that we have discussed the syllabus of analog communication. So total there are 6 chapters, 2 sections. Out of that 3 chapters are based on the AM modulation and FM modulation. Also the first chapter is having 30-40% points related to modulation. So modulation is we can say it is core of the analog communication, or that is heart of analog communication. Modulation we have to understand properly. Then we have discussed about importance of the subject. Analog communication is basic type of communication. It can be designed with low cost, and any system in the world can be built with the help of the analog communication concept. That's why this subject is important in your syllabus. This is the basic subjects. In previous lecture we have discussed what are communication related subject. So in second year you have to study analog communication in first sem, digital communication in the second semester. So this is basic subject, base of communication. So this subject is important in your syllabus. And then we have discussed the subject, objective and outcome. So what intentions are there behind studying this subject, that are subject objectives, and what expertise or what skills you should be able to demonstrate after completion of this subject, that is called as the subject outcome. So in next lecture we will start with the chapter number 1. Okay, thank you.